Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Blanky Speed here, and today we're gonna be looking at a Saberlight game. One of the top players on TSM. Actually, I don't even know. I think they're switching up the roster. I'm not even sure he's still on TSM. But this is a game I just played against TSM. This was an official match in the BTS series. They beat us 2-0, unfortunately. But yeah, I want to watch it. I want to watch Saberlight's gameplay and basically see what does he do so well, because they pick him Fury on both games. I don't think this hero is frankly that good. That's my personal take. I mean, it's my favorite hero in the game. I play it. I haven't played it too much recently because every time I play it, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't think the hero is horrendous. It has much better base attack time than it used to, and so it scales much better as a right clicker. And the shard, I've been convinced by my friend Albino that it's actually pretty good. So, and he does, I don't think he buys it this game. He doesn't buy it this game. But he buys it game 2, which makes me think there's some potential here. So we're going to watch how he farms so fast, how he comes online, and how he enables his team. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the GameLeap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the GameLeap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. All right, so in terms of the lane, he's actually in what I would consider a very hard lane. I think Jakiro is actually one of the better laners against Furion because you can slow all the treants at the same time. So he's got a difficult lane, which basically means he's going to have to play relatively passive and primarily play just to put pressure with the Marcy Q, and that's about it. And so yeah. One thing to keep in mind as well is that a main part of Furion is essentially keeping the wave in a state of aggression. So this is something I've been doing wrong for forever now. So this is something I've been doing wrong for like forever now, which is whenever I'd play Furion, I wouldn't auto attack the creep wave. And basically what would end up happening is that the wave would hardcore shove into me, and then they would have a double wave and I couldn't put pressure, right? I couldn't put pressure because they always had way more creeps than me, and you're a ranged hero. You're a slow ranged hero. So yeah, I just get run down. It's much better if you keep the creep wave about even. And yeah, the creep wave won't push into your tier 1, but frankly, it's not even that useful, right? The creep wave being here, unless you have some really dominant lane, unless you're playing a lane that is very unplayable for the enemy, you don't necessarily need it. It's much better if you can just kind of hit the enemy. Now, it's not great if it's under tower. This is going to push in hard. Obviously, it's just under tower, so we'll shove into him. He can probably pull it back now. Yeah, so they'll pull back the lane. So nothing crazy there. So typically the main kill timing for Nature's Prophet is level 3. Now, let's actually see how this play works out, because they're about to chase into a pretty big creep wave, which usually is very skeptical. I mean, I can see why they do it. The Marcy goes in. The enemy is level 2 on both their heroes, and you have a level 3 Furion. So you have that level advantage in terms of stats and in terms of just the treants. So, okay, he doesn't get the block, but it clearly would have worked out if he got a bit of a better block with the treants, then maybe he could have chased down the Jakiro. Unfortunately, they got slowed and perhaps he messed up. But okay, actually not opting for boots here, which I feel like against Jakiro Lifestealer could be a bit suspect. The reason why I say that is this is a lane that can definitely run at you at some point, right? They can kind of just slow you and then run at you with the Lifestealer. It's not that straightforward, but sometimes it is. Oh, he missed the flag bearer. No. But he actually goes for DPS, which I don't think I would have done. I think I would have went for boots instead of mantle here, just so they can never run at me. But I guess he's not concerned, as they're going to make another attempt on Jakiro. And this is why I'm questioning like this gameplay. The Jakiro level 3 absolutely destroys this lane, and and he lives on 1 HP. So not a terrible start, not a great start. I would say somewhere in between. He's going to TP back in. Oh, is this where he TPs? Okay, yeah. So he'll TP back into the lane, spawn treants just to save mana. And nothing insane here. Let's see, he's going to... Okay. So this was his first major crazy play of the game, and it was actually on me. So I'm playing Beastmaster this game against him. And basically, he understands that this is a matchup where one of the ways to counter Beastmaster is just to target him, essentially. Beastmaster needs to get off to a good start, and he wants to snowball off that good start. And pro teams understand this, which is why they drafted in a way where they have a counter to me in lane and the sniper, and then they have a very high tempo team comp. A Primal Beast mid puts a lot of tempo. Nature's Prophet can teleport around the map and try to obviously pick up the tempo as well. You can play very fast. That can be a way to counter Beastmaster, and so that's what he does here. His team definitely called him bottom. They said, hey, we're going on the beast. TPN, secure the kill. And they actually buffed teleport at level 1, only by 3 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal, but he gets the kill. Unfortunately, his TP gets canceled, and this is actually quite the disaster, I will admit, as he like now decides to pressure this tier 1, which honestly I felt was wrong. I mean, yeah, you get some tower damage. I'm pretty sure he should have just saved the treants to jungle, because the reality is Marcy can farm top. It's not even that bad. Marcy can farm top, and then when you have double treants, which he would have right now, and he would be level 5 if he jungled, so he could have 7 treants and just clean up all these camps. So I think this was actually quite wrong from him, to be honest. I think it was just pretty inefficient, right? It's delaying his level 6 timing very significantly, which I think is a decent-sized mistake. So not great here, but okay, he's going to push in the mid wave. His primal died, so he'll TP top, spawn treants. At this point, it's very impossible to pressure this lifestealer. He just has a lot of armor. He heals quite a bit. And, you know, you even have to be afraid of getting ganked. There's a mid Pango. There's definitely a lot of kill threat on you, so he has to be a little bit afraid of getting ganked. So we'll see how he plays. I guess he's not too concerned right now. Definitely doesn't seem particularly worried. So based on the fact that he has a very high tempo team comp, we're going to see another rotation of mid here, which I think he makes without his ulti and without treants, which is usually pretty psychotic because Nature's Prophet without treants and without ulti is somewhat useless. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so he has treants up in 9 seconds. And okay, he just TP straight up behind them mid. Guess he just sees this as an overextension from the Pango. Yeah, so he sees them going a little bit too deep, identifies it as a potential kill, and can transition it into a mid tower. Did they get the mid tower here? No, it doesn't look like they get the mid tower, but you can see the concept. Basically, they won their bottom lane pretty hard. They have heroes that can fight early game very, very well. And he's actually going to chase down mid. I think he ends up living here. Oh, that was a nice overgrowth. Oh, no. Oh, disaster. Oh, boy. All right. Absolute disaster. And now, is he going to TP back mid? So he will TP back mid. Maxed out treants, he'll clean up the mid tier 1. So really not playing a game of efficiency, much more playing to keep up the tempo. And as I said, I can understand why he would go with this play style, especially against the Beastmaster who can't really rotate, right? And I know that, like, I'm not, me as an offlaner, and when I'm at my current stage of the game, I'm not really particularly interested in rotating. That's not the play I want to make. So he's kind of taking advantage of that. They're basically using the number advantage they have to play the mid lane, which is cool, as he's going to TP bottom here. Was this just, yeah, I guess this is us just diving again. I think this is where we kill the sniper. It wasn't too bad, but I know this is where we kill Treant. That definitely wasn't worth it. We killed Treant. I mean, they mass TP like crazy, so it doesn't feel that bad, but certainly it's not fantastic, as we also lose our Helm Bomb creep. So it creates a decent amount of space for the Pango and the Lifestealer, as we're going to get pressure on the top side and mid side of the map. So that didn't feel that bad. You can even see we actually go up in net worth. So like mass TPs like that, forcing mass TPs like that, really is actually generally a good thing. So I don't think we were particularly upset about that, as they continue to skirmish. And I think they have to get out here, yeah. He has the Orchid now. Let's see how he uses this Orchid. So he'll TP top. Okay, so he knows that the Lifestealer can't solo kill him or anything like that. So he's pretty safe to be here. Certain carry matchups, you have to be careful. Like a Monkey King can threaten you pretty hard. PA sometimes if she's farmed enough. A Terrorblade, if he really wants to wrap on you with meta, can sometimes make a crazy play on you. So there's some matchups that are hard. The Lifestealer one, you can always TP out as long as he doesn't have a stun. So he'll push in top all the way. It's good recognition, right? He saw that we brought a bunch of heroes bottom, so he immediately swings the map. And the big thing about this is when you can bait a hero to the top lane by pushing in the wave, you can then try to create a situation where you can get an Orchid play on the bottom side of the map. So that's what he's looking for here, as, oh, he gets stunned. Okay, they find the Willow. Clean up the camps. He's looking bottom here. Oh, this is probably killing the Pango, right? You have an Invis Primal Beast? Yeah. TP in, Orchid, Onslaught, dead. Yeah, just good recognition. Really nice map awareness. And I would imagine maybe he'll swing back to the top side of the map now. Actually, no, Sniper's heading over there. So maybe you just take the jungle camps and play bottom. I assume that's what he's going to look to do. No, okay, TP's top. Who's he even hunting there? That was insane. Who is he trying to kill? Oh, Willow. Do you even kill Willow? 900 HP with no ult? He bought a Crystallis. What the hell? Wow, he's really... Okay, I guess that's why he's confident. He bought mega DPS here. I didn't even realize he did this in the game. Only problem about a build like this is you die. So, unfortunately, he will die there. Don't make those... I will admit, that was sus. I'm sure he would agree. if he watched it back, he's like, maybe I shouldn't, with no ward, try to kill a... What's going on bottom? Maybe I shouldn't try to kill a Willow with no vision and no teammates. So, okay, he ends up going down. Looks like topside's probably for sniper. No, okay, I guess he doesn't want to go bottom. He's probably a little bit too afraid of just us being in the area. As the fight breaks out, not too much to do here. It looks like just an easy fight for them. I remember we overextended pretty hard here. Work it onto the Willow, finish her off, and now you're going to get the top side all the way in. Okay, they can try to kill this Lifestealer if the Rage is on cooldown or if Marcy gets in range for W, and that's what they were looking for here, but they didn't get it. Instead, they're going to turn into Roshan, and with the Treants, you definitely can kill it. It's a little bit hard. They don't have the best Rosh comp, but Sniper with the Mask of Madness is enough damage, so it's a good play. You kind of push out the top wave. They look for the Rosh. We didn't contest, which was probably a mistake to a large extent, as he'll even find the Jakiro bottom here. In this build, you hit really hard, I will admit. He also gets really lucky on People's Gift. This item is so good on Furion, because it gives you 15 agi, which is 15 attack speed, particularly valuable when you just have your right clicker, and then 300 HP. It's probably my favorite item I can get, because most people don't want to use it, right? So you're not even taking it away from people. So basically, you're just getting this mega value item that no one else even wants most of the time. So it's really nice, as he's going to TP in pretty deep here. Goes through the Orchid onto the Willow. We'll get the kill. He really does hit hard. It's impressive. But unfortunately, the problem with going a build like this is you delay your BKB, which will end up killing him here. So a bit of an overextension. I mean, they end up winning this fight. It was kind of because we messed up, but yeah, they end up winning this fight. And he does kill the Willow really quick. But you can see that there's an upside to going Glass Cannon where you're much better at side lane pickoffs. But I will admit, I think with his build, if I was like personally coaching him, I would suggest like just being a bit more defensive with the TP, like TPing in a location where it's easier to retreat. I would highly advise TPing away from towers. Anytime you go a Glass Cannon build with BKB, you could kind of bait them to go on you, pop BKB, and then like TP out, right? You could basically bait them to waste spells, drop you to half health, and then reset, and that can work because you can TP out and then TP back in. Yeah, it's something I do quite often with BKB. But yeah, he definitely goes a little bit too far here, because we could have kited out after this, and it would have just been like a solid engagement for us. But unfortunately, we end up sort of throwing. So what can you do? Okay, so here the map is kind of closed in. Where do you TP here? It's not very clear. Okay, I guess on my Helm Dom 2 creep. I remember it's a good play. That's a really heads up play though, because that Helm Dom 2 creep is actually really important for me, because it's what enables me to cut the waves, and I got the Black Dragon, which is the best one by far. This actually was quite the mistake, as we jumped the Sniper here. As we caught them off guard. This looked like a decent fight. We even get on the Furion with the Pango. So this one looked decent. What is he going to do? He kind of has to kite the outside of the fight. He'll just attack onto the Lifestealer. Orchid in one. I don't even know what he Orchided, actually. But he will kill off the Lifestealer. Oh, so close. He gets the Lifestealer. TP onto the Pango. Doesn't have Orchid, so this is a pretty hard kill. Oh no, the Marcy missed her W. But the Quelling doesn't get him through, and he gets the kill. So nice TP there, understanding that the Swash and the Shield Crash are on cooldown. And then I remember this. He chased a little bit too far and died. So maybe a bit too much confidence. And I will admit that's kind of the problem with how he's playing. I mean, this is sort of a team decision. They wanted to get active. They had Aegis, right? They wanted to make their moves. But at the same time, I understand where he's coming from. Like, he wanted to play a pickoff. He was having a good game. The Orchid Crystallis lets you get these solo kills. But we have a ton of magic damage, right? This is not a game where Furion can just do whatever he wants. We have the backline jump in the Pango. We have the follow-up from the Jakiro. We have Infest Bomb. So it's definitely a risky game. But now he's kind of gotten over the hump. This is where Furion... I don't want to say Furion comes online. He's been quite strong for the entirety of the game. He's obviously done a lot. And to be fair, him getting gone on has sort of enabled his teammates to still TP mid here and secure the kill. He's very willing to TP into kills. I will say that I almost feel like he maybe could TP less and just farm more of the map, if that makes sense, when these kills seem guaranteed. But perhaps he wasn't sure if we would respond and he wanted to be in the area. That can make sense. This is a good jump. He sees a Sniper getting gone on, and he understands, hey, I can't deal with the Pango. Just looks for the Jakiro. That's a great play on his part. Just great target selection overall. Like, really, really nice target selection. As they're going to chase onto the Pango. Pretty hard kill. They do hit him with the Sprout, and that's enough. So once again, just good he's really good about keeping track of the Swash and the Shield Crash. I'm sure it's mostly intuition for him at this point. He doesn't actively think about it, but it's really nice. Oh yeah, he tries to kill my Helm creep here. As he will take Ancients. And I like when people take Ancients on Prophet, because it's good efficiency, and it's not like anyone else wants to farm it, right? Because they want to play up on the map, and you can TP in. So it is really nice as he gets the Hyperstone, and now you hit really hard. When you go for this AC and then you get this Hyperstone, it makes your DPS way better, as this was a psycho TP from him. I remember this. I was like, what in the world? I think they end up winning this fight, because to be fair, we do use our Infest Bomb on him. Which maybe this was a bit of a mistake. We kind of use a bit too much. We use our Infest Bomb, we sort of use our Pango roll. Ends up going okay, I think, actually, as we caught the sniper here. Maybe this was one of the better fights. Yeah, this was actually one of the better fights. So he TP's in a bit deep there. You have to be careful. I mean, it depends on the Prophet game. Some Prophet games, you can do whatever you want. You can kind of just YOLO TP in, and it won't matter. You know what I mean? But in other games, it's not that straightforward, right? We have Roar, we have Roar, and we have Lifestealer. So even with the BKB, he's not safe. So he has to be a bit careful. Maybe he felt like he's the frontliner this game to an extent, which is kind of true. The Primal Beast can sort of do it, but he wants to assassinate a backline support. I think that's like his best case scenario, especially with Lifestealer getting his BKB completed. He can't, you can't silence this guy. You can't silence this guy. He could silence me, so silencing me and killing the Beast would be the way to go here for him, or a support. And I think silencing me is honestly a good play. Maybe he should have held it earlier and used it on me when I went to roar him, and that could have worked out. But they're going to go for the Roche here. Can they take it out? Do we contest this one? I don't think we do. Yeah, we were really bad about contesting Roche this game. They got it. They do it really fast. Like, I will admit, these pro players, they're really good about like identifying the win condition and being very quick about it. And that's what sometimes separates them, or often separates them from a team like my team, even though we're working to get better. And I think, honestly, my goal this year, I'm sure some of you guys just watch me for my educational videos. Some of you guys like me as a human, and so I'll keep you a bit updated on what I'm doing in my life. I'm trying to make a major this year. That's my goal. I'm really pretty hard stuck on making that happen. I want to make it happen. And so I'm learning a lot. I'm watching a ton of these replays, and I was just going to watch his gameplay for the sake of learning. But I'm like, yeah, maybe people will find this interesting, because, like, you know, I play a ton of Furion, so I have my own opinions, but I also learn a lot from him, like how active he got this game. I think it's an interesting take on the match because of the fact that, you know, he's against the Beastmaster and he's not the win condition. The sniper's the win condition. It's not that you don't scale, right? We still saw him farm in between and push in the waves to create some pressure. But even here, as his team pushes up, and when the game slows down, you can kind of just like essentially change the pace of the game and just wipe through the camps. It's one of the great things about Furion. When your team gets ahead, this hero is one of the best heroes in the game because it can clear waves without showing, and it can take the most defensive farm in the map while being offensive, which, you know, only like the only other hero that can really do that is like Bots heroes, kind of. It's not even as good because Bots is a bit unreliable. So we're going to see him go in here. This is a pretty crazy TP. He's really Chad with his TPs. He only has 1800 HP and no lifesteal, so it's a bit dangerous to TP in so YOLO, but he does it here. And so silence the Willow, doesn't get the kill, and he'll finish off the Jakiro. Makes sense. Just kill off the Helm Dom 2 creep. Keeping it simple. It's good not to chase too far and just hit the nearest person. And yeah, when at some point, if you're strong enough, that's good enough on Furion. You kind of just don't want to TP too deep where you get roared into a lifestealer. As long as you don't go that far, you just kind of have to hope you're stronger at some point as they find the Willow as well. Nice kill. And he's building into the Daedalus here. And yeah, now the game is brutal. They're 20k ahead. It's just a raw net worth advantage. Whatever movement we make, it's probably just not going to work. They're just going to click us too hard. And yeah, that's going to be about the end of today's video. The only thing that I like here is he doesn't overcommit on the high ground, at least not right away. He might TP in eventually, as he's kind of just standing here for the Assault Cuirass. He isn't, okay, he's not in Assault Cuirass range, but maybe he just doesn't want to get jumped, but he probably should be in AC range if they're going to make this play of the tower, weaken up the tower. Maybe he's not thinking about it, I don't know. He's giving the attack speed to Sniper, but he's not in the building range. Perhaps it's just a positioning thing. I think probably something he's considering here, now that I think about it, what his mindset is Sprout leashes. He counters the Pango really hard. If you don't understand how this talent works, it leashes you through BKB, so you can just stop Pango ult altogether. So that's definitely what he's doing. I think he even just pinged it that was on cooldown, so they can't make the play, but... Oh, he's going to TP bottom. He's fake TPing, so we initiate? Is that what this is? Oh, it is. Kind of. I mean, I guess the leash on the Pango. That's why this matchup's so annoying. There you go. Leash on the Pango, Orchid, just destroyed. So, it's that Furion into Pango is a cool one. It definitely scales. I wouldn't say it scales that well, actually. I think people overhype it. Because, like, Sprout Leashes, it seems insanely good, like, unplayable for Pango. But you can buy a 4-staff and just 4-staff. You can 4-staff when you're rolling, and it doesn't... Oh. Unlucky. But you can 4-staff when you're rolling, so you actually can get out of it pretty easily with only a 2.1k gold item. It's really not that hard to get it as Pango, so I don't think this matchup's that bad. I even told my mid he needs to buy a 4-staff eventually. I think he does it in the other game because we play the same matchup. But okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned a lot. Definitely a big fan of Saberlight. I think he's a very talented player. I also have, I watch his stream from time to time, and I think he's a cool guy. So I want to make a video on his gameplay and hopefully continue to learn from him as a player. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.